Eric is over there working on our coop, but it is too small. So he's working on making kind of a big base. So we'll have some nesting boxes, and this tiny coop will basically just be the top where they can roost up high. And then we're gonna raise it up on some cedar posts, and we're just trying to use scraps that we have laying around. So I currently have eggs in an incubator thanks to my sister in Georgia, and I'll pick those up April 1st. So we gotta be prepared for chicks, and then I'll also bring my ducks and grown chickens, I just have a few left from her house, up. So we have to have a few different coop situations ready.
We are trying to get a chicken coop built, but we're trying to do it simply because we have plenty of other stuff to do. We started with this fun little frame. It's actually a little timber frame that my old boss made. Shout out to East County Oak. Andrew, he made this awesome thing. It has joinery and everything, and he didn't want it taking up space anymore. Donated to the cause of the chickens. And from here up, yeah, where you can see the like kind of gray cedar, basically added extensions going down, and then attached a piece down here to extend out and start building these frames on either side. So this is gonna be a little nesting box with a lid, and then it's a little bit higher back here. So this will be more roosting area, right? I'm gonna try to do like a fold down door or something like that so we can easily clean it out. More roosting area in the middle, and then probably some kind of like run out around it.
There will be room under it, but the bottom will be closed in.
Yeah, we're gonna build a base for it to raise it up off the ground as well. Yeah, we had this already, the main top part, and then we had bought a bunch of old pine off of our neighbor that we're using to side it, and some of it's not in great shape, some of it's decent. I think it'll last long enough. We tried to work up a design to begin with, but it was kind of hard to do that without actually just starting on it. So we're kind of figuring it out as we go. Now I'm just trying to figure out where this little lid lands and if I'm gonna put the hinges on the siding or under the siding, and trying to visualize where it actually pivots and where the tin needs to go. Feels like we're getting close, but now we're into the minor details that take a little bit longer.
Got our door on. Hinges are a little weak, so we're gonna get some bigger ones for sure. And we gotta get a latch for it. But yeah, it looks really good actually. We got the chicken coop up the hill yesterday, so you can see it's up and back above the root cellar, kind of tucked away. There's the root cellar. The cows are up to the left, so the chickens will be up to the right. Coop is 99% done, but I'll go ahead and give you a bit of a tour. I'm really, really happy with it. It feels so solid. It is not going anywhere. I think 3 of the posts we actually dug down and set them, mostly to get it level, but that's just a little bit of added security too. So when we got it moved up, we brought these up separate, the actual coop part and then the base, which just kind of looks like that table. and then got them tied to each other on the inside from the post kind of running up through here on the inside and here, and I tied that down into the cedar post with some long screws. And then we also added these braces. So these are running from the posts, they are screwed in, and then they're running up to the actual coop part. So it's pulling both pieces together that way as well. And they're on every single side. It's not going anywhere. And then what else do we do? Oh, I got the little ramps up. I'm going to lift this one up since we're kind of on a pretty steep hill here. I'm gonna lift this one up a bit on like a log or something, just so it's not quite as steep. And then I'm gonna secure it up here. I'll show you the inside in a minute. I have to get a latch for the door to keep it closed, but I have this one on here to keep it open all day. Highly recommend. I know some people don't have it latched and their doors will like get blown shut or something during the day, and then the chickens won't go in at night and they'll find somewhere else to start roosting, and then it's really difficult to get them regularly going in at night. And then on the back side, this door, this whole side opens, and that is really crucial so that I can really easily clean the coop out. So I can just get a big push broom and basically I can move that ramp, and I made it so that I can take this roosting bar out and just really easily get in there and just sweep everything into a wheelbarrow, which I'll just pull up right here. So that to me is vital, to have it a full side open up basically. And then they have their other roosting bars and everything in there. So here is inside the nesting box where I have to build some dividers. We'll probably have 4 separate nesting boxes right here. And then inside you can see their ramp to get up to the front door. And then of course the outside ramp. Also need to get just like a little eye hook, kind of like this, to hook this up so that I can have both hands free to gather eggs and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. It's really solid. The main weather that we have up here comes from this direction, so I wanted this more solid side facing that way. And then since this is open, we have kind of a thicket here that should give them a bit of a barricade from wind and rain and stuff like that. And then the coop is also set just outside of where the cows will be pastured for at least part of the summer when the grass grows up higher. Their electric fence area has been kind of all through this hill area. But because this tin is like kind of sharp and cows are just destructive, they like to rub up against things, I have the coop set just to the outside so chickens and cows can kind of mingle. The chickens will go through and scratch all of the cow poop up and kind of disperse that so it dries out easier, and they'll pick all the like fly larvae and stuff out, which is amazing because it keeps the flies down so much. So I wanted them close, but not together. Raising your coop up is not a must, but I find that you have to think through a lot of other predator potentials if it is on the ground. A lot of people who have break-ins, predator break-ins to their coop, it happens because they're digging under and getting in. So by raising it up and building a solid floor on the bottom, you eliminate a lot of predators just with that. So the bottom 2, I plan to enclose with some kind of wire. I don't know if I'll do maybe chicken wire and hardware cloth. So the bottom will be closed in, and I'll have some feed and water hanging under there so that they can't tip it over. I know I can leave for the day and they have what they need. And then the run will probably come out on the front side so that I can just open the door and they can all come out. And then they can take cover from weather or just really intense sun in the summer underneath the coop so they have some shade. But mostly they'll be just coming out to free range all day. I just want a little bit of a run area that's enclosed and covered from hawks with chicken wire netting or something like that. so that they can be out even if we leave all day, they're not cooped up. And then I also made sure that there's no gaps bigger than about 1/4 or 1/2 inch, because snakes can be a real issue too. So I went around and kind of covered any that were bigger than that with some hardware cloth or just trimmed it out. So even the floors, there's a little bit of gaps in the bottom just for some breathability, but nothing big enough that any threatening size of a snake could get in. So fingers crossed that we covered all of our bases with that and we can just protect our chickens. We'll see. There's always surprises with chickens, and sometimes they just truly have a death wish. So you're always gonna lose a couple, but gonna do our best to protect our girls. And yeah, I'm really happy with the location. Happy that my parents-in-law were here to help me get it up the hill while Eric worked on our timbers. That was a huge help. So yeah, thanks Mom and Dad Weaver. And just a few bells and whistles left to actually get it completed.